In the video, we're going to give you our thoughts on the Nike Zoom Vomero 16. It's out now. It's Nike's more cushioned daily trainer and sees significant changes. We're also going to have comparisons to Nike's other trainers in the video. Hello everybody, Sam from RoadTrailRun. Let's take a look at the Nike Zoom Vomero 16. The Vomero has always been Nike's kind of cush trainer, sort of your more relaxed shoe. However, with the 14, they went much more aggressive with a React midsole, a quite firm ride, a very much performance-oriented upper, Zoom Air in the front, Air Zoom in the front. And this shoe was actually my 2018 shoe of the year, but not as kind of a mellow trainer, as kind of a heavy-duty up-tempo trainer. So there was a Vomero 15. Our Derek Lee tested it and said it was quite firm. It was more along the lines of what we have here. However, with the 16, Nike really gets back to the roots of the model. In fact, I ran a Boston qualifier at St. George, a gigantically downhill course in a Vomero several years ago. So it was always kind of the soft, cushy shoe. Well, what they've done here is we still have our 33 millimeter heel, 23 millimeter forefoot. Will have a price of $150. We gain a little bit of weight over the 14, about 0.3 of an ounce, to come in at 10.3 ounces, 292 grams in a US 9. However, what we get is a completely new kind of rethinking of the midsole. No more React. We have a really very soft outer carrier of, not sure exactly what it is, but it's definitely not React, with an inner core of Zoom X. And then we still have the forefoot air unit. We get a quite different outsole than what we saw here. You can see it's a more fuller coverage outsole, less decoupling. And I think that's really to give the shoe a touch more stability, given that it's quite soft. We still have the characteristic flex of the Vomero up front. We have a very stable heel. We have a big plastic clip here. Fortunately in my testing, it is not the nasty medial kind of rail and lateral rail that we saw in the Infinity React and the Myler. This is more just the rear. Really keeps you nice and stable. So in combination, the clip, the full outsole coverage, you get a nice kind of sandwich to stabilize things. The upper is a sandwich mesh. You can see it's nice and it's really pliable. There's very little structure in the front. Almost no toe bumper, just a little bit, a few overlays here, denser mesh through here to help lock down the foot, and a non-stretch panel or overlay on the tongue. I found the lockdown really quite good. It could use maybe a touch more through here, but the width here and the sizing will really fit a wide variety of feet. I think the tongue, you can see, is kind of a very soft, pliable material. This bump here holds the laces, keeps them from slipping. Could use a touch more padding through here. It's a bit too soft. Super plush heel area here. However, it is not overly mushy. So you're really well held and super comfortably held. And of course, you got that clip in the mix. Underneath, we have that full coverage rubber. You know, this is classic Nike kind of rubber coverage. Should be very durable, should last a long time, and with some grip, so you could, you know, grip on the snow or maybe even a bit of light trail, though it's definitely not a light trail shoe. So what Nike has done here really is kind of reintroduced a more mellow, less opinionated trainer into their lineup. The 14 certainly was not mellow. I loved it. It was a great shoe, very much a performance-oriented shoe. But Nike has plenty more for us to kind of get on the up-tempo side of things. Of course, you've got the Tempo Next, which I really like. It definitely takes a nice place of the 14 as your kind of super up-tempo long run shoe. Quite mechanical in feel. Now you're going to ask about the Pegasus. Well, the Pegasus, and this, I don't have the 38 here, but this is the women's 37, which is lighter, definitely lighter, almost close to an ounce lighter in my equivalent size. It had React foam, and our React foam here, while softer than in the men's and about equivalent to the 38, is definitely firmer than what we have here. Plus you've got the Zoom X underneath. So this is more your kind of daily trainer approach. The airbag in the women's was less pressure than the men's. The men's is really a bit overwhelming unless you have a really strong strike. Our airbag here is, and forefoot, is definitely more cushioned than the 14. Cushion feeling, softer. You really don't notice the air unit much at all, except it does give you a bit of rebound off the front. If there's any con to this shoe, it would be that the forefoot still feels a little bit thin with 23 millimeters, but it's much improved if you tried the 14 and found it really kind of harsh in feel. Even though I think the stack height is the same, you definitely have a softer feel here. Of course, there's also the Invincible Run, which has more stack. It comes in at 37.36 versus our 33.23. So the Invincible Run is all Zoom X, not just the central core as in our Vomero. And that means it's very soft, very springy, a lot of fun. However, it's not nearly as stable, I think, as the Vomero. Part of that is due to its kind of thinner, if continuous, outsole coverage, and of course the Zoom X. Upper is not nearly as kind of roomy and polished as our Vomero. Now this is a super fun shoe, but if you want soft and well cushioned, you know, Nike that's stable enough to kind of keep you out of trouble, our Vomero I think is a better bet. Not as exciting really, but I kind of say if you're doing those moderate miles and you want to be kind of stable and move right along halfway decently, this is a better bet than the Invincible, although you should experience the Invincible. A bit more about the upper. This is a non-stretch panel, and then inside we have a full gusset tongue. The hold is really good. This is a roomy shoe, even in a regular, in a medium, it's also available in a wide, so just about all feet should be happy. If you struggled with the fit here, the narrower fit of the 14, I would still try the regular fit here unless you have a super wide foot. So Nike really kind of rearranges their line. They now have a kind of comfort cruiser. It's a great daily trainer. It's not the quickest, it's not the lightest, but it's just very, I think people will find it very reliable and a safe bet in a Nike. Others you might compare it to might include the Glycerin from Brooks. That would be a really good close comparison. Some others maybe you could think of the Saucony Ride, but this is a bit softer. There's no question about that. A bit more kind of mellow. In Asics, definitely the Cumulus 23 would go straight up against this one. Maybe the Nimbus Light. But this is really kind of your comfort cruiser and a really good new option in the Nike lineup, which was really kind of lacking in this kind of shoe the last couple years. So we have a written review over on RoadTrailRun. It's going to go multi-tester real soon. You can pick up the Nike Zoom Vomero at our partners Running Warehouse in the US and Europe at the links at the end of the review. They provided the pairs at no charge for testing purposes. Thank you very much for watching. So that's the Nike Zoom Vomero 16. It's out now. It's $150, and it is a fine, mellow daily trainer. Thank you very much for watching.